monitoring your smartboard, how to turn it off and on, and all that good stuff. So we will start with your power button, which is going to be located right up here on your projector. You just push it once to turn it on. In order to turn it off, you push it once, this will pop up. Push it one more time and it will shut off. I want to take a moment to explain the tray part of your smartboard. On your tray, you will have 4 markers and an eraser. You will also have these 3 buttons. The buttons that you will mainly use are the keyboard button, which will allow a keyboard to pop up on your smartboard screen to allow you to type an answer into a website or to type on your smart notebook itself. You will also use the question mark button. This will allow you to align your smartboard. This is the most important one because just in case you're touching here and it starts writing over here, that means your smartboard needs to be aligned. And you would push the question mark button and then click on align the smartboard. And then kind of play a game, as the kids call it, and align your smartboard. This way you can make sure you're touching exactly where you're supposed to be touching and writing on the line that you want to write on. On your computer you have the Smart Notebook 11. This is the application you're going to use when you want to create smartboard based games and activities. So you would open it up and this is what you would see. This is, you're going to get a blank page to start out with. You can write on this page with your 4 colors. Make sure your pens are always in the tray that they are marked for, and the lights are off. That way you're able to do everything else that you wanted to do. Your eraser is like so. You can erase line by line. Or you can do this fun trick where you go around in a circle and touch and the entire thing erases. Sometimes that makes it a lot easier when you have a lot written on the board. So if you're up here doing a lesson and you were just wanting to write a sentence and you wanted to make it big for all to see, you go right up here to this little projector on your tray and you hit full screen. And that will take you to the full screen to show everything that you have currently on your notebook. In order to exit this, you just hit the screen again and it takes you back to the smaller version. Okay, let's talk a little bit about your application tray up here at the top. Let's start over here. This allows you to switch back and forth between the pages without necessarily clicking right on the page. You can hit the arrows to go back and forth between however many pages you have on your file. This is your typical undo and redo arrows. So that would undo the page I just added. That would redo the page I just added. You have your page with the green plus, which means add an extra page without having to go to your file. You have the remove page with the red X. You have your save button if you wish to save your activity that you had created or any work the kids might have done up here on the board. You have the file. If there is a file that you wish to open to show on the smartboard, you just click on your file folder. Right here again, this allows you to take your activity to the full screen so you do not see your tray or the side, and you have the options of how big you want to display your items. Right here allows you to create a graph. If you wish to create a graph, you just drag it along, just like your finger is the mouse, and then it will create your table and your graph right here for you to use and label with your pens, like so. Right here you have your arrow. This is telling you that you can just select without writing or doing anything weird. This just allows you to select the objects, so then you can choose what you wish to do with them. Underneath the arrow you have the pens. Like we said, you had your 4 basic pens on the tray, but if you click on this, it gives you so many more options, different colors. You can turn it into highlighters, so if you're reading a passage on the board, you can take it and you can highlight either with your finger or with a pen. Your finger works as a pen on the board as well. And then, like we said, we had the creative pen, so then you could write in stars or colors, whichever you wished. Next to the pens, you have the letter. This allows you to type on the board, which you can type from your keyboard on the computer, or you can type if you press the keyboard pad on your smart board, which you can drag items around, like I said, with your finger. It's just like a touch screen on that you might have on your phone or on your tablet at home. So here we can type whatever we wish. You hit the X, arrow, and tap, and your words are now on the board. So that, and then you have the option also to change your font to whatever font you want, the size, the color, kind of like you're using Word or any of the basic programs that you might be used to. You also have shapes available for you to use. Let's go back to a blank page. You click on whatever shape you want, press it, and you can drag it and change the sizes of whatever shape that you would like to put up on the board. They also have some other fun different shapes that you can put on there as well. And you can change line styles. This also is kind of like your Word or your Publisher and those type of applications. And then there are your polygons for you to use as well, your multi-sided shapes, and you can change the colors on those. You also have the lines. If you wish to underline anything, it does have the line option, which is right there with the ray. Do the same thing, press and hold, and you can create a line on the board. You have your paint bucket, which would fill in the entire background if you wanted to make it a solid color. So let's make it blue, and then you would just tap. Oh, maybe. Pause that. This is if you want to take, I think, a shape. A shape, if you had a shape and you wanted to fill the shape in, you could just have the shape, choose your paint, and then it would fill that entire shape in. Then you also have your eraser, which you can change your different sizes of your eraser if you had something small to erase. You don't need to necessarily pick up your eraser, but if you chose it, you could erase with your finger if the kid was up here doing this, or you could choose your eraser itself if you wanted to change the size to make it a bigger space so it erases a little bit faster. You can write on a website, you can write just on your desktop. So you just pick up the pen and start writing, and it will pop up. And you can also erase on here, so if you wanted to write a quick note for your students without pulling up the Smart Notebook application, then just write it on your desktop. To get rid of it, you just close it out. The same thing is on a website. Your website pops up. You can write any little note on any part of it. So if you were doing a fill-in-the-blank quiz or linking it to Think Central or anything like that, an activity, then you can just fill in the blank with your smart pen and erase it and be on your way.